Hello and welcome back to the Walton Family Podcast.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time because we've been back at work,
Yeah.
which we kind of knew was going to happen, but
It's been a while since we've done one in the car as well.
I missed doing. I must admit, I prefer doing them at home.
So I prefer doing them in the car.
Do you?
Because I don't feel like, not like I'm wasting my time, but like I'm being doubly productive because we're going somewhere and
Yeah.
filming.
It's just, I like the audio quality of at home.
Yeah. It's not
compared
too
to
bad
this.
this
It's not. Hopefully it's listenable.
Mm.
So we are currently driving to your parents, aren't we?
We
We've
are.
got about 45 minutes left to go,
Yeah.
something like that. And we've just broken the back of the half term. So we are
We've done
4
1
weeks
week.
in, we've got 3 weeks left. Is next half term an 8-weeker?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're 3 weeks down, 3 weeks to go in the 7-week half term, so we thought we'd do a bit of a catch up, how work is going. Obviously, if you've not watched one of these before, then we are both teachers. I'm a year 5 teacher, you're in year 6,
I'm year
aren't
6,
you?
yes.
So we'll talk a little bit about how things are going at school. We're going to go into a little bit how life is going as well, because as you can just about see, our little one is about to turn 2.
If you can hear, by the way, lots of noise in the background. We've got mum and dad. They're going on holiday in like a month or so, and my brother and sister-in-law picked him up some suitcases, so they're currently in the boot, and it just makes a right racket, doesn't it?
Yeah. So apologies if you can hear that whenever we turn a corner. I'll try and skip some of those bits if I can when I edit this out, if you can hear them. But yeah, he's about to turn 2.
2 on Tuesday.
Which is mad. But yeah, he is back at nursery, and I think last time we spoke to you guys about nursery, it was going well, but getting him in was a bit tricky, whereas that has all changed now, which is nice.
Yeah.
So we'll talk a little bit about that too, I think. Noah's having a nap, and we are going to...
Looking very red-faced.
Is he?
Mm.
It's just the camera, I reckon.
Yeah, it is.
So, back at work. Shall we start with your work, or shall I start with my work? They probably know more about your work if you've watched our vlogs.
Yeah, it's been a busy few weeks. Let's just go for week by week if you want.
Go on then. First week, how was that?
First week we did like three days, wasn't it? We were in every day, but
Kids are back on Wednesday.
Yeah. For me personally, I've taken on a new lead this year, so I'm doing maths lead, which is a big responsibility. We're kind of changing the approach we do at work, so particularly for timetables, because it's just not working for our kids. So a lot of implementation, a lot of things I've got to do, and I'm also wellbeing lead at my school, so I'm kind of 2 quite important things.
They are very important things.
Yeah.
Especially if you can actually take wellbeing seriously and not just have it as like a job title that's just like a token gesture.
And we've already got some things in place.
That's what I mean, like you are actually doing it.
But yeah, you?
My first week surprised me. I thought going into this year was going to be quite a tough year. I think the class I've got are absolutely lovely, and to be perfectly honest, I wasn't expecting them to be as amazing as they are. I thought there was going to be some bits that were a lot harder than actually they have been so far, and I knew like that first week is always... I always think the first week is actually one of the easiest weeks of the year, because yes, you are implementing like your routines and stuff, but the kids are kind of open to them. They're ready to be back at school. Even the ones that don't like being at school, really, they kind of are ready to be back at school.
Yeah.
And so I always enjoy that first week. Yeah. But yeah, it was really nice.
I think as well. I think the first 2 weeks really, we were settled into a really good routine. We were continuing doing exercise, eating well, really, really good.
Yeah.
Leaving work at a sensible time.
Yeah.
And it was all going really well.
It was fantastic. Happy days.
And then my school's been struck really bad with COVID. Lots of people have been quite poorly. Not just COVID, but general bugs and things. I was poorly. I don't know if it was COVID, don't know. I'm not testing. I don't have the stuff, and I'm not that bothered. It doesn't really affect what you do. If you're poorly, you stay off. If you're not, you go to work. That's just what life is for us, isn't it?
It's just being poorly or not, isn't it?
So yeah, I felt quite poorly in week 3, but kind of had to suck it up because we had Ofsted. But yeah, that was a long
week 3 was a long week, yeah. I think, and it was weird because it kind of came at just the wrong time, because like we're saying, like week 2, we finished week 2, we finished our exercise routine, of our like 30-day challenge, and we were all like, everything was going really good. And then it was like, right, how can we then build on that? Then because obviously Ofsted rang and you were poorly at the same time, we said, right, we'll just take a pause on some stuff and focus on the bits we have to focus on just to get through like Ofsted and getting you healthy and that type of thing. And we just kind of never restarted, did we?
No, because I think after Ofsted, you kind of just, you're in the adrenaline of getting through it, and then I just dipped. I took a massive fall. I was very poorly, just not well at all. Bugs.
It's because
I don't think I'd never recovered from the first one before.
You never had the time to relax and get healthy.
No.
So then, last week was week 4.
Well, we've just done, so I was off poorly on Monday.
Yeah.
And then...
You've been alright the rest of the week.
I've been alright, yeah.
Having that day off, you can see that you needed it. Like, you had the proper
I had no
relax.
energy. Yeah.
You actually got to basically just stay in bed or stay on the sofa all day. And because now, look at you, like, you're so much better now.
Yeah.
Because you actually took that time for yourself and had the day off that you needed.
Which I do think is so important to do, because there's so much... The teacher guilt is such a real thing. And I know, like, in my first few years, I just would not do it. Like, I wouldn't take a day off, and then I'd say, I'll get into work, and then it ended up going home at dinner time or something. And I just don't do it now. I'm like, if I am poorly, I need to take that time off for me, and that's the right thing to do, because it's what I need to do to focus on my well-being as well as the kids, to be fair, because I'm going into work and I'm not feeling the best, I'm not going to be teaching the best, so there's just no point. It's a vicious circle.
Amen, sister. So that was week 4. We finished off the week at my school on a bit of a high because we had a harvest festival, which is like, it's one of those cute little things I always forget that we do because it happens in September. It's right at the start of the year.
Please don't judge me, guys. I've got a big bottle of Coke.
It's alright though. Disclaimer, you've not drunk all of it, have you? It is from last night when we had a Chinese with Amalia.
Yeah.
So you're not just downing a 2 litre bottle, is it?
No,
1.5
and
litre bottle?
nice nails.
Autumn nails.
Sorry, can't turn you.
But yeah, I always forget Harvest Festival is a thing because it happens in September and you just kind of move on from it. And it's always just a cute little thing we do in the hall. Every class does a little picture, a little poem, like we did a poem this year, or a little song, and parents come in and watch and donate food to, we give all to a food bank. But it was just one of those mental days because for whatever reason, everything seemed to get put on the same day. So we had Harvest Festival in the afternoon. In the morning, they had their flu vaccinations, where they just get a little like spray up the nose for the flu for the winter. And so every kid had that from F2 through to Year 6. And there was a Macmillan coffee morning. So they're bringing buns in to have a bun and donate some money to Macmillan as well as bringing in like tinned food and whatever for harvest. And
that's nuts.
There were kids going everywhere. There were parents around school for the coffee morning. There were people coming in the afternoon for the festival. Kids going home early after the festival. It was just crazy. It was but it was a fun day, and it all went really well. Like the harvest festival was cute. The parents seemed to enjoy it. All the kids did what they needed to do. Happy days.
I just realised something I missed.
What did you miss?
So we obviously had Ofsted in week 3, and then Ofsted came back in week 4.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, totally.
No, go for it.
I'd never really heard about it before. I'd seen obviously Ofsted do produce like reports into every subject and how they're developing and stuff, and they come around schools and just like they do like a deep dive, but it's not a like an evaluation or anything of how you're doing. It's more like to support and see what you're doing, is it working, and how can they help. And we had one into MFL, so Spanish, which was, do you know what, it was absolutely lovely. I was observed, and then I got the joy of having to speak to Ofsted. I don't know if I told you that. I got picked.
Did you?
Yeah. But it was really, really nice. She was really lovely and just spoke about what we're doing is right for our children and gave us some suggestions on how we can improve it, which was really, really nice.
Oh, well, what is the thing you have to do to improve? I remember you telling me something.
We're getting puppets.
Oh yeah, Spanish speaking puppets.
Yes.
Speak Spanish. Yeah, that'd be fun.
I do like the idea behind it. She said it was more like, because we're very explicit with, me particularly with my children, and I'm like, excuse me, I say I'm not the expert in Spanish. They are very well aware of that. But the idea behind a puppet is so like, you can be like, oh, Jose, what do you think?
I like the idea. I mean, personally, I feel like that would work a lot better in like year 1 and 2, maybe year 3.
See, she said she'd used it all the way into secondary school, and it worked really well.
Yeah.
So you got to give it a go, aren't you? Ofsted say.
Yeah, definitely. I do think it's a subject knowledge thing. Like, if I could speak Spanish, then I could probably do it well with the puppet.
I think I'd be a lot more confident with French, obviously, because I did it at GCSE.
Yeah.
But most schools nowadays do Spanish, don't they?
They do.
Isn't it like the most spoken language now?
It's getting there with all South American stuff.
Yeah.
Moving up into America as well.
But yeah, that was the end of week 4.
And now,
going into week 5, I've got an inset on Monday, so I'm quite happy about that.
you do, don't you?
I've got a bit of maths training next week. I'm out of school on Wednesday morning. Noah's birthday on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And then I think looking into week 6 is quite a normal one for us. And then week 7, you've got stuff, parents' evenings, haven't you?
Yes. Which I'm actually looking forward to. I think we've never done parents' evening this early in the term. Normally it's always after half term, which it's a weird one because normally we do it just before we do all their assessments. So like you kind of said, at least where I think they are, but they're about to do their assessments. So we'll see where they are on their assessments, see how that goes. Whereas I think, I'd like to do it either after the assessments or doing it this early is nice because we just do like, look, they've settled in really well, we're doing this, we're doing that, they're doing good, what they need to work on. Yeah, I'm looking forward to do it. I'm hoping especially if they can keep being as amazing as me, really nice parents, because pretty much every single kid can just be like, yeah, doing great, they're cracking on.
I also think it's quite nice that I don't think there's ever been a year where we've not had parents even on the same week.
Is it this year?
Yeah, this year we don't.
Yeah.
Mine's in November.
Yeah, normally they're similar.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
It will be, because it means if
Takes
I'm having
pressure
a
off a little bit. Yeah.
Get him or something, whereas
it takes us off from both being knackered as well.
Yeah. Last year, because we have to pick Noah up by 6 from nursery, and it's only around the corner from my school. But my last appointment, I can't remember why, but for some reason it got messed up. Like, I think someone else was late or something happened anyway, and so I'd said I don't want to have any more appointments after 5:30. And so it got to 5:30, finished off the appointment I was doing. I was packing up, and basically I was a parent that I should have seen early that I hadn't, for whatever reason, been at the appointment. And so, because I was like, yeah, of course I can, but it ended up I left school at like 5:45, and it's like just over a 5-minute drive. So I was making sure I was trying to get to nursery as quick as I could to pick them up, because if you get charged, you'd be late, and it was a palaver. But hopefully this year it will be a bit calmer, and I can organise the timings properly. So that has been school. I know. It's going so quickly.
It really is.
I think as well, because we've got stuff like this weekend, like we're going up to see our parents today. It's not like it's a massive thing, but it's something different to do on a Saturday compared to normal. And like we know we're going down to see my family at Holly's.
I was going to say, yeah, we're going to Holly's, aren't we, in October half term, but then we're going on from there to do other bits, aren't we?
Yeah, we need to book where we're going.
We're going to do it next payday.
Yeah. Okay, we need to plan.
We need to plan it, yeah, because we can actually look on like booking.com actually, because sometimes you can book it and then pay when you get there. That's what we said we're going to do. Maybe we'll do that when we get in tonight.
Yeah. But that should be a nice way to spend the first few days.
We're also looking at getting, we are definitely going to get some Merlin passes, aren't we? Because I didn't know this, but, I've obviously heard of them before, but we were looking at going to Resort World Birmingham, and then from there, Cadbury World, weren't we? So I really want to go. It looks amazing now. I think we've talked about it for years, haven't we? So why don't we do that in October half term? Priced it up, £70. Fine, it's not bad for 3 of us, because we'd have to pay for Noah, so it's only us 2. But then Merlin passes came up, and I was looking at it, and I was like, oh. And they have passes from, what is it, like bronze or silver all the way up to platinum. And they vary from like £99, I think, up into like £300 for the year, or you can do it monthly. But then you get access to so many. I didn't realise how many places you get access to.
Yeah.
Like Alton Towers, Thorpe Park, all the Sea Worlds, Legoland, Chessington World of Adventures. Absolutely.
I just think if we had one of them, like obviously we'll have to make sure we use it enough to make it worth the money. because they are expensive. Because I think we're looking at doing either gold or platinum, aren't we? Because
I think we'll do platinum.
then we can do like all the days. There's no
Yeah.
limitations to it, basically. But like the thought of being able to just go to Alton Towers as and when you want then for a year, or like
And
we're down in London, Thorpe Park.
Yeah, so we're quite lucky because we're kind of like in the middle, and then an hour and a half one way there's like 6 or so attractions, and then same the other way there's 6 or so.
Yeah.
But like even if we're coming up here, because my parents live just
North of Beverley.
Yeah, north of Beverley, so Hull area. But there's SeaWorld and everything in Scarborough, which we'd have access to. It's just something we could do. But yeah, so we're on the hype for that at the moment.
But we need to work out how we're gonna put some extra money aside for them.
Yeah.
We want to try and get them just after Christmas, don't we? So they've got them basically for all of 2024.
But I'm getting extra pay next month, which will be nice. Big up Australia. Whoop, whoop.
Well, they're just doing it. It's the national pay rise, isn't it?
Yeah, but I always get more than you though. Only like 1 or 2%.
Yeah.
But I always have.
You got a tiny bit more.
It really helps.
It does, and I should get mine next month.
And then we go for pay rises hopefully.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
But yeah, I think I was worried coming into this year because obviously last year was my first year back from mat leave, and I knew the kids, like I taught them before. So for me, this was like the first time in 3 years having a new class, and I was extremely nervous. But I think they've settled in really well. Yes, we have tough days, but every class does. But the work they're producing, I'm very happy with for the start of the year.
I'm shocked in a way how well you've taken on being math lead as well. Because I knew you could do it, but it's just the extra workload. But I feel like you seem to be managing your workload this year better than you have any other year.
Yeah.
In terms of like, there's some late nights at work, but not bringing anything home, not worrying about it at home. Like,
I think the worry aspect got a lot better. There's been a few days where I have felt really anxious and was worried that I was going to have like an anxiety attack or something. Because I did suffer really bad with that last year. But I've been alright so far this year. I think going back to work from being poorly, I did feel quite bad and was very worried, but I do think that is normal with the teacher guilt.
I'm probably going to jinx it now. But you know what you were saying earlier about you being poorly and stressed and whatever else I've said? You're not had a single ulcer in your mouth.
I know.
At all.
You're probably going to jinx that.
Which I probably have just jinxed it, but if you've not watched the videos for a while, it was... where was it? It was before some holidays, wasn't it? Like Easter time?
It was just after SATs.
Yeah?
Rachel,
basically, her mouth came out and you had like it's no exaggeration, so you probably had about 30 to 40 mouth ulcers in your mouth.
Oh, my tongue looked like a strawberry, didn't it?
Yeah. It was just your whole mouth was peppered with them, and then ever since you had them, they just kind of kept on coming back, not to that extent, but they never really went away for ages either. I don't know what way it's taken us, but it's working.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so we were and the doctors basically were like, well, look, sorry, I don't know why they're there. There's not a lot we can do.
Try that, and everything's out of stock.
Basically gave you Bob Jella to deal with it,
or
the
teething gel,
which,
for
to be fair, it was really good, but it worked for 15 minutes. You had to put up with it for the next 3 hours until you could take it again. Like, it was just preventative. It wasn't stopping it from coming back.
I do think I think hitting the nail on the head, because my diet hasn't changed that much.
No.
The only thing I would potentially say that it could have been was red meat.
But you've had beef.
Yeah, but I mean it's back in my diet now.
Oh, that you weren't having it. Yeah.
Because over summer we don't really tend to eat mince and that anymore, but we started again in September.
I mean, beef at least once a week now.
Mince twice a week. But I don't know.
But whatever it was.
I got one just after holiday when we got back, but then since that I've not had a single one.
Yeah.
It's like a life of luxury, guys, let me tell you. Horrible. It's the worst pain I have ever experienced.
It was not fun.
Couldn't eat, couldn't drink. Lost a lot of weight there, so it hurts.
Oh. So I've been back at work, and as always, I always try and put this earlier on in the podcast because we're like 20 minutes in now.
We never did the question, did we?
Oh, we never did the question. I was just going to say, I want to hear how you guys weeks are doing. I know lots and lots of people watch these that are teachers, or just if you're working anywhere and you've got a kid. We're going to do another one probably all about how things go when Noah.
Yeah.
So do go watch that one as well if you've got a kid around his age, about to turn 2. But how are your weeks at school doing, or how are your weeks at work going?
What are you managing?
Are you looking forward to Christmas, etc.?
Another thing we did manage to do, we paid a lump sum towards our Egypt holiday early.
Yeah, that was.
Which was nice.
Was it June, November?
Yeah.
It was due like the 14th of November, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We already paid it now, which was like 500 quid.
£525.
It did scare me this morning when I'd forgotten we'd done it, and our holiday savings account was
depleted.
I mean, it's almost empty now, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's starting to now build up, ready for the big payment, which is due.
It's not due till May, but I think we'll end up paying it in January.
Yeah.
We have been this way. I recognise that McDonald's. This was the route I used to come.
Oh yeah.
When I was at uni.
Yeah. I feel like we come at this roundabout from different angles every time.
Yeah. Down there's that Potlington.
Yeah.
And that area, which is where you know that Aldi bag that has a Great Britain on it.
Yeah.
That's where I got it from. An Aldi in Potlington.
There you go.
It was Olympics.
Oh, I missed the Olympics.
No, 2016, I think it was.
Oh.
The little baby is
Hello.
woken up. I think that's a good time to stop it there.
That might be time to stop.
If you've got any questions, leave them down below, and we'll see you for the next podcast.